Prince Harry has been denied the permission to be able to pay for his own security while traveling to Britain, and this order was handed down by a court in London on Tuesday. And this is the second time that we've had this kind of refusal from the court in this year. The earlier move was turned down in February of this year, and that followed a long-running effort and a legal saga that was launched by Prince Harry to be allowed to pay for his own security in Britain. He had moved the court back in September 2021, and in fact he has been trying to be able to get security from the police on his own money since 2020, and that security was withdrawn after he ceased to be a working royal. It was determined by a government committee that as someone who is no longer a working royal, the government will not pay for his protection, as a result of which he sought to pay for his own, and that has been refused now time and again. And of course the latest of that refusal has come on Tuesday. Harry now has his own personal security to rely on. He has little choice but to do that. He has his own security in the US, and no doubt a number of them travel with him when he's on Britain. But there are two reasons that he sought security from the police here that he would pay for. One, that his own security team from the US does not have jurisdiction in the UK, and there is a limit to how effectively they could operate. Second, and most crucially, they do not have access to intelligence. Intelligence is of course the first line of defense, and often the best line of defense for anyone who seeks and needs security. There is now no system where the police in Britain could have intelligence about any threats and pass on to his private security. This may be done as a matter of communication that they choose, but this is not a right, and this has not been institutionalized as it would be if the police in the UK were to be involved in his protection. The argument offered by the government, which strenuously opposed Harry's move to pay for his protection, is that the police is not a security agency. They cannot simply be paid for by a wealthy individual to provide security. That seems on the face of it illogical, but the system in Britain does work quite differently. It is quite routine for people to pay the police for their security. Security is paid for routinely at public events, celebrity events, at soccer matches and marathons, and we saw the instance of Salman Rushdie, where the police provided security for Rushdie, and Rushdie paid more than £1 million to the police for his security. So the precedent for paying for security is quite well established. To Prince Harry, this has been refused, and this refusal now appears the final move in that legal process. Harry has said that he will need security more and more. He will be in London often. There are many cases that he's fighting in the court, and he says he has been facing threats as a result. This now leads to a situation where Harry will be on his own for security, with whatever security ring he can pay for and provide for himself outside any from the police in Britain.